maybe I'll do a snort here, joining the club.
No.
We're doing that.
No. You can't have the snorts. I
We
patented
will
it.
be on Newswire Live daily on Newswire here pretty quick.
Mm-hmm. I had to do my lip gloss.
Yes, makeup with
You know,
Stephanie.
I got this
exclusive on YouTube.
NYX, or I don't know how you pronounce it, Candy Slick. I'm not a fan. I do not recommend it, Roy.
Oh.
I'm not bashing it either. I mean, someone might buy it and like totally love it, but it just like it comes off super easy.
Not your thing.
It's not. I like the other one, but it's $8 for a bottle. Insane.
There
Maybe
you
I
are.
can get them to
Exclusive
patent
makeup tips with Stephanie only on YouTube on Newswire Live.
So lame. But see, now it's all coming out on the side. It just makes me mad.
Music again. We're tuning in. We're on Facebook Live on iNewsWire Daily, and we have been on YouTube there for a couple minutes as we fire up live at 5 as we usually do on a Wicked Wednesday. Coming up, I
I
mean,
always forget what day it is when we get to that part.
Chamber of Commerce weather. I mean, you cannot beat the sunny and 75 or whatever it was today, but it was absolutely fabuloso
But it was
day.
super foggy this morning.
Well, that's part of
really foggy. And my hair just like went.
You notice that kind of stuff, huh?
Yeah.
I have no idea that. Does fog turn your Does fog frizz your hair or something?
Yeah, because my hair's naturally curly.
Oh.
I have to put work into getting this mane looking good. You know. I mean, you don't even try. So.
No, I watch the stuff.
You watch this stuff.
Yeah, that's my hair care.
I like the fog though.
And I do not color my hair.
My kid said that, because it was all foggy, they get all freaked out about it or whatever. But they're like, "Oh my gosh, we're with God now because this is where God lives." Because it was in the clouds. It was cute.
Oh, doing that, we'll have Dave Talley, PR director of Auto Club Speedway, to preview the Auto Club 400, which is coming up May 1st, and the Xfinity 300, which will be on Leap Year Day, February 29th on the Saturday. Along with pole qualifying for both Xfinity and the Monster Energy Cup Series on Saturday. So Saturday's a jam-packed day coming in.
A long weekend.
Across that, culminating again with the Auto Club 400 out there on that. We had some very good news today, and to have it up on iNewsWire. We all are.
When I saw that,
a lot of us witnessed and saw, and a lot of you've seen the pictures of Ryan Newman making the upside down on fire crash at the last lap, coming to the finish line at Daytona Speedway. Some got hauled off in the ambulance. Well, today the very good news is that he walked out of the hospital with his two daughters.
Yay.
On that. There's a picture of it, courtesy of Roush Fenway Racing. That's Ryan walking out of Halifax Medical Center in Daytona, California, headed back to, I imagine, home, wherever on that. But I'm sure he's going to have a long recovery. I don't know if they've announced a substitute driver yet for the Monster Energy Cup race that's coming up this weekend in Las Vegas, which will be that. But when we get that information, we will give it to you soon. But that was an absolutely fabulous sight to see Ryan Newman walking out of the hospital the day after that.
Maria writes in, "Feel better soon, Ryan Newman." Thank you, Maria,
Yes.
for tuning in and commenting.
Yes, and that was because that was a horrific crash.
That was. That made me so happy when I saw that today.
But it is a great testimony to the advancements they have made all across the board on the cars and everything that, while he didn't walk away from that particular crash, he walked out of the hospital, 3 days later after that. So that is, I don't know if he'll be, depending on how, if he, and they haven't released anything depending on what his injuries are, but it's pretty obvious he didn't have any broken bones because there's no casts or anything on him or anything that would be obvious on that. So, I mean, or any severely broken bones. So, depending, if he had a concussion or whatever when he gets cleared, he might be back on the speedway here fairly quickly, which we all hope for. And
that's crazy. I would be scarred.
Why?
But good for him if he gets back out there. I know when I got in my car accident, I was like nervous to drive after. And it was nothing like that. Because the unknown, it's scary. You just went through something like that. You're waiting for it to happen again, kind of thing. No, I'm the only one that feels that way.
Probably.
Yeah, right.
You think of the crash. No, you put that out of your mind.
I know. Good for him for being able to do that.
Yes, that's what you do, you know. I mean, I don't know. It just
you would be a little. You could even watch the video because it brought you flashbacks to
Well, yeah, but I mean, you get back in.
Crash.
Yes, but you get back in the race cars.
I know, but that's so soon though. That's crazy.
Well, yeah, as soon as you can. Actually, you run.
But that's money though. He's also getting paid to do that. I mean,
he's getting paid either way. I mean, per se on that. I mean, he's on a salary deal, but no, it's a totally Well, no, more of the incentive is that you're getting paid, or what most drivers are really afraid of is somebody else doing better in the car and you getting ousted on it. So that's why you usually want to get back in the.
That's just crazy.
In that. Well, that's just the.
But good for him.
That's the just what you do. That's part of the ball game. Just the mindset you got to have to do that kind of stuff. We got some. Video coming up on that. We're trying to look for some. I think it's Joe Grover of NBC4 had a report on the homeless down in L.A. It was quite a shocking report.
Yeah.
Coming up on that, but I think it's Roy's video 1 that I had. It's a Fox Business report. Congressman Jim Banks, and this is really strange. Out of I think he's out of Indiana or Illinois or something like that. He started making a bunch of noise about CalPERS, which CalPERS is the one that runs most of the pension systems for the public employees. That's $1 trillion, $2 trillion, who knows how far they're in debt. And they are actually the world's largest public employee retirement fund, maybe even the largest retirement fund in the world. They have so much money. If they buy stocks and stuff, or they sell, it can move the stock market. I mean, lots of points. So they have a lot of investments across a lot of boards of that. So they said there was, and I'll have to find the deal in there. I should have that up. If you have the story, the link that's under that, post that up. California said, okay, a couple years ago, they put out an edict, well, because we don't like people from Texas and North Carolina and stuff, we're not going to be able, because they're, they're criticizing us about sanctuary state or that, we're not going to let any of our travel money in our state go to those 10 states. Really? So, Congressman Jim Banks started looking around, or somebody did, or he got wind of the report, finds out, well, not inconspicuously, CalPERS being as big as they are invested, they have a lot of stocks in China. The one thing he did find out is they're invested in hundreds of stocks which are blacklisted by the United States government, which might be companies that are working with the Chi-Coms over there in the defense industry or trying to destroy us, yada, yada, yada. So it seems like, or the appearances, or Jim Banks is asking the question, what the hell is going on? California is saying, well, we're not going across, we're not spending our money in these states, Texas and whatever, of that. So run the report. This is on Fox Business. This is Congressman Jim Banks doing that. So you'll hear it in his words here for a sec. I've never seen the video. I thought we had the video ready to go.
We want to take a look at another important story that we're covering this morning, though. This is the California Public Employees Retirement System, known as CalPERS. CalPERS is coming under fire this morning from Indiana Congressman Jim Banks. He is calling for the CIO, Chief Investment Officer of CalPERS. That CIO is Yu Ben Mang. Yu Ben-Meng. He wants him to be investigated for his, quote, long and cozy relationship with China and the fund's investments in Chinese companies. Joining us right now on the phone is Indiana Congressman Jim Banks this morning. And Congressman, it's good to have you on the program this morning. Thank you for joining us.
Great to be with you.
So CalPERS, he has worked at CalPERS twice, the chief investment officer. Tell us the crux of your calls that you want him ousted.
Yeah, well, this is really incredible, Maria. We found out that $3.1 billion out of CalPERS, the largest state pension fund in the country, has been invested in 172 different Chinese companies. Now, that's not unusual in and of itself, but what is unusual is that many of these companies are companies that we've blacklisted that make Chinese military equipment or are responsible for technologies like Hikvision, which is the equipment that's used by the Chinese for surveillance on the Uyghur Muslim population that they've been abusing in their own country. So the more that we've dug into this, the more troubling it becomes. And it's another significant example of the type of nefarious activities that the Chinese Communist Party is up to within the United States of America. And we learned that Mr. Meng, who is the chief investment officer of CalPERS, was actually recruited to this position by the CCP through something called the 1,000 Talents program. Now he's denied it since we've raised these concerns to the very liberal Governor Newsom in California, questioning why this individual would be in charge of making these investment decisions to begin with. But we found Chinese newspaper articles that take credit for him being in the position that he's in currently. We're calling on Governor Newsom to do something about it. I mean, if this were up to me, I would fire him immediately because of these suspicious ties. But while we finally have a president in the White House is doing something about the China threat, what we're finding around the country is we have a lot of left-wing governors and other government officials who are actually doing more to entangle us with China while the president is trying to do as much as he can to disentangle us.
And I don't even know that investors understand what they're buying. I mean, that's another issue. What's the vetting process?
Trump's bringing back, renegotiating the bad trade deals, the theft of intellectual property that China's been doing to us for decades. On top of that, China is probably one of our biggest world military threats on top of that. CalPERS seems to think it's really great, or according to Jim Banks or what he's finding out, that it's really great that to invest in those companies that are out to destroy the United States of America. Yet,
it scared me.
The ding-dongs in the legislature and the governor, time in 2017, and I think they've added some states from that, remember the whole transgender bathrooms and the whole thing, and the controversy was going on about that. And so California decides these 10 states are not supporting gay rights or lesbian, LGBTQ, whatever the hell the damn alphabets are. So they said, we are not allowing any of our employees at the state of California to travel to these states.
Why?
Alabama, Kansas, Kentucky, Mississippi, North Carolina, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, and Texas. So these are the big threats according to CalPERS or the state of California or whatever. But the Chi-Coms, we can invest in the companies that are aiming nuclear weapons and anything else right at us. Plus, they've been stealing our intellectual property for years, supported by the same people that have done the trade agreements, and it goes on both sides, from Poppy Bush to Clinton to W. Bush to Obama, that got us in all these stupid trade agreements. That Trump is trying to fix, finally. And you know what? You heard Cliff Cummings saying Chinese companies, and he's been involved in getting them back over here because of Trump's policies, which they said would never happen. One, they're stupid. They're idiots, or even more, and probably even more dangerous. They are lying to you to control you. All you public employees that are doing this, getting them retirement checks, you're getting money investments off of foreign leaders and companies that are trying to destroy us.
So you're blaming the retired people now? Are they not supposed to take their check? I'm confused.
That's what's investing in yours. And you're hollering about Texas and Alabama and North Carolina and Oklahoma and South Dakota, for crying out loud. You're running hissy fits over about that. What threat are those states against California? I want to know that. This whole thing is BS. We're trying to run politically correct, and it's got to stop.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm thoroughly confused.
Why?
I don't know.
What are you confused about?
All of it. But you don't need to go back and explain it. It's fine.
So you're perfectly fine that the
Oh God, here we go.
that they are that CalPERS is investing in Chinese companies that are out to destroy the United States.
Well said, Roy. Edward gets it. Oh, sorry. Edward writes in, well said, Roy. Edward gets it.
Why don't you get it?
I don't know. I think I was zoning while you were talking. I was just trying to not say that. No, but you're saying that these people's retirement checks, that's where you lost me.
Yes. The investments that you're getting and making that, and you are contributing to, that are contributing, and they are investing for you, are going to the companies that are out to destroy us. Wow. The state of California, with all its politicians and stuff you elected and stuff, and the whole of the cabal over there, is against 10 states in the United States of America. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is there something wrong with that picture?
You're absolutely right, Roy. I couldn't have said it any better. Thank you.
So
that, my friends, is how we lie. No, I'm just kidding.
So I'm hoping that will motivate more of you, especially those that are in there, public employees that are contributing to this system and getting the checks and stuff, instead of asking some questions about what the heck is going on.
Right.
Again, we're coming up to the ballot. Voting's going on now till March 3rd, along with the bonds and stuff we're all talking about. We're voting for politicians and stuff that'll be in the runoff, so we'll narrow it down to the two. But you got to start looking at this stuff, or it's too, like I say, after the fact is too late. When we fund, if we are funding the people that are out to destroy us or pointing nuclear weapons or doing God knows what else, where is this coronavirus coming from? Who knows what...
You think that was a conspiracy? You're going conspiracy theory on it, aren't you?
Well,
I knew you would.
No.
I knew you would.
Who knows?
I'm just kidding.
Who knows what they're up to over there? We didn't put them on the we didn't put these companies, the United States government and military, CIA or whatever, didn't put these companies on the blacklist for blanks and grins.
Right.
So why is CalPERS investing in those specific companies? Like I said, after the fact is too late if they start launching nuclear missiles or starting a war or sending coronaviruses over or whatever.
Do you think they did that on purpose, though?
I don't know, but you can never rule anything out. But
everybody that was here is gone now, right?
What are you talking about?
Didn't they leave the March?
Oh,
weren't they released?
That's just no. We've got more coming in.
We've had.
Why? They were up in up Northern California. They flew a flight into Miramar. No,
really?
Pay attention to the news.
I don't want to.
We got the ones off
TV.
We got the ones off the cruise ship. That was that was
even
off in
Carla
Japan.
writes in. She's lost on this topic. Thank you, Carla. See, you didn't. This one, I love you, but huh?
Is that what she said exactly?
Yeah, she put, "I'm lost on this topic." Why don't you go on there and read it, Jesse? I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
No, you weren't.
I know, wasn't.
Well, all I can say is investigate it. Run the clip over again. You think it's great that CalPERS, the largest retirement fund and maybe the largest investment block in the world, is financing blacklisted Chinese companies that are out to do harm to the United States.
But how are they financing them? That's where
because you're buying their stocks.
Oh, see, us rookies, when you talk, you kind of talk like everybody knows what you're talking about, but we have like
they're buying the stocks of the blacklisted. Ding, 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 ding.
Why don't you lead with that? Did you?
Well, I think Jim Banks did.
Oh.
And it was on Fox Business. The lady on the anchorette was talking about it.
You know what, Roy?
maybe listen to the video.
I quit. I'm done. I pull my earbud out.
But no, that's okay. So we're clear now.
Yeah, that's outrage.
Gonna break your. No, it's that. Now really. I mean, seriously, you're clear on what we're all talking. The issue we're raising here.
Yeah,
it's a serious issue.
It is.
Thank you.
Just because I laugh and I'm happy, it doesn't mean that I'm not taking it serious. For people that are watching too, I laugh.
Go to your local school boards. Ask go to your government agencies, city councils, county board of supervisors. 4 of us were down talking about CalPERS. Allie Missouri, who's running for Congress, Randy Robinson, and Matt Johnson, and myself were down there a couple weeks ago at the county board of supervisors talking about pensions, CalPERS, which runs the Riverside County pension deal, and most government agencies in California, in the state, from the state on down. Ask some questions. Hey, what's going on? Pull a Freedom of Information Act. Say, let's see what all your investments are. It's coming from a credible source. I mean, it kind of strange that why aren't our California Congress people or stuff asking these kind of questions? Why is a congressman from Indiana saying, hey, wait a minute? Well, I mean, because it affects the whole United States. But I mean, even the more ironic part is, like I say, they are banning any money being spent in those 10 states in the United States. California's put a travel ban on those states for public employees, or holding a convention or going to conventions in those states or anything else, staying in the motels.
Yeah, but they just don't want people in their state.
No, I'm sure Texas would welcome the visitors in their hotels and restaurants and buying stuff and renting cars and anything else. No, that's what I'm saying. You see the irony or the problem here? We're against states in the United States, but we're doing business with the Chi-Coms.
Anne writes in, she understood the issue from the beginning. You go, Anne.
Thank you.
Like mother, like son. Just kidding. We're rookies, Anne. We're rookies.
But no, it is. But really, it is good because you
get thrown in there. It's
confusing. Sometimes I mean, I think everybody understands.
Everybody kind of does that though. When you're passionate about something, you talk about it as if everybody kind of
right.
understands. Where you're coming from.
And I'm sure like the congressman and the anchorette from Fox Business, we call it. We understand that, so we're kind of like just blowing through all this stuff. And I mean, the other people that are not hearing it are going. So I mean, it does serve a great purpose. So that, like you and Carla, well, what the heck are you talking about? Right. Okay, well, let's start breaking it down.
Yep.
So now you got but no, it's good because now more people will understand the issue of what we're talking about.
Carla writes in, I think the coronavirus is a conspiracy that the big pharma put out there to get the flu vaccine. That's a thought.
I like the Chinese angle better, but...
Lauren writes in, that's a good point. Once a stock is sold, it doesn't benefit the company anymore. After the IPO stock sales are just trading cards.
Wrong. When you own stock, you get what's usually, in most cases, what's called a dividend. Well, so the dividends from that stock are going into the CalPERS account, and then if they sell the account, and let's say the stock goes up, they give you that much more money. So they are benefiting directly because they wouldn't be investing in the stock if it was not paying them a dividend back through the deal. So they are benefiting financially every day from owning those stocks, and you do from... Well, most stocks do. Some that get overinflated price do that. But the vast majority of stocks pay a dividend, every quarter, yearly, whatever.
Right. She also writes in, because California Congress people are financial illiterates.
Couldn't have said that better myself.
And then she also writes in, yeah, but that doesn't get the Chinese company more money.
Well, potentially, yes. Because they could be doing more business. Who knows what they're buying from them? They're doing that. They're financing. They're making money across that stuff. So, yeah, in a roundabout way, they are. So, it is, and I wish they would teach this stuff. This is I'm saying is like a failure.
I know nothing about stocks.
This is a failure of our education system.
Why would you be teaching children about stocks?
So they would know this stuff. Like we should be teaching them in school about
stocks?
the real green environment and how to recycle, not that BS crap that they're doing. That the Chinese, we were sending the plastic over there. They were incinerating it up in black smoke. And then they finally said, well, screw you. We're doing it. Now we got a bigger freaking mess than that. Instead, if we would have buried it in the ground, turned it into methane gas, and it would either went to oil or we would have pumped that out and built cheap electricity. That is the real recycling. Put the trash in the can, man takes it to the trash dump, and it all works. Worked for centuries. We have to follow it up with AB 32 of the state of California in the green and that goofy 16-year-old that squawks on the deal and stuff. And
what are you talking 16-year-old?
Who's that ding-dong that they've been... The woman of the year. The Time magazine put up that was on that. Anyway.
What?
Greta Thunberg. That goofy 16-year-old that thinks we're all going to die, like they've said for every 10 years, over global warming and all this, we're invited. They don't know the first. They are the real environmental destructionists are those that the tree huggers and the Greta Thunbergs in the world that don't understand. Like if you don't understand how stock,
I like tree huggers, but no, stocks do not need to be in school.
Yes.
No. The kid, no.
Then when are they going to learn this stuff?
When they're older, not in school.
No. The sooner you learn this stuff...
if you,
stuff,
I don't
know. They're not benefiting. Yes, they are, because that stock pays a dividend, which is going into the account, which is paying the retirees or growing the fund or whatever. So, it is, there's a whole... That's what I'm saying. They got kids now, the vast majority can't balance a freaking checkbook.
A lot of people are saying that the Chinese company doesn't get any money. And, and Lauren, I think I'm saying her name right. I'm not sure. Stock should absolutely be in school. We are no longer friends. Do not encourage Roy. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. If you can teach it in a way that a child can stay focused on what you're saying. But, I mean, I'm sitting next to him, and I'm just like, what? I can't even...
That's been the problem with our education system.
But I think that a lot of stuff in schools are taught that aren't beneficial in adulthood. So I see where you're coming from in that sense.
Yes.
And the importance-ness of it is never taught.
Correct.
So it's like, when you kind of do, it's like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Anyways, let's go back to chapstick. And somebody writes in that they need a whip. I don't know why you need a whip, but I hope you whip it real good.
Come on, do it.
Anyways.
We are going to definitely save that little sound bite, Jesse, please. Mark the time of this, because we are going to replay that one.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. We're going to have fun. We're going to be coming up
Carla writes in that they teach it in economics class. Do they still have that?
Yeah, we're going to be coming up. We're going to have Dave Talley, PR director. We're going to talk about some fun stuff. The Auto Club 400 coming up at Auto Club Speedway on that. Coming up on March 1st, the Xfinity race, pole qualifying for both the Xfinity race and the Monster Cup Energy Series on Saturday, all that, and is an absolutely fabulous weekend. If you got Friday off, it's all-day practice. You can go out there hang out in the infield and party with the dudes, all the campers areas and all that. Well, you can
go
do that
to
all
the store
weekend.
too. It's really cool.
Yes, they got a store.
I didn't believe him when he was talking about it. People ride bikes. It's a good time
Yes,
out there.
it is. You have absolutely great weekend that will start off, and we'll be previewing that in a couple minutes. Coming up on the show of that, as we were solving all the problems of the world, or doing.
Trying to.
You're educating the masses what they should have been educated or understand the stuff of the weighty topics of that. But along with that, and like I say, along with the weighty topics of doing that and stuff, we should be teaching this good stuff coming in school, like economics
1 minute
and recycling and how things really work.
Teresa writes, and I learned about stocks in high school, bought socks and Pepsi. I did great. Oh, bought stocks. They said socks and Pepsi. But it was fake. Oh, it was fake. That's too bad.
Of that. No, it's doing that on that. Wait till we come on the. Yeah, okay. But yeah, we're gonna be talking the Auto Club 400 here when we come back after the break on that. Coming up
30 seconds.
As you're hearing that, 30 seconds coming in on that. With the absolute great weekend. So all of you bonus listeners that get to watch us on video on Newswire Daily on YouTube and Facebook.
You get to hear Sean yelling at us.
Yeah, you get to hear Sean previewing us in and out. And
only when Stephanie doesn't do her promo. All right, guys, here we go.
Right. I didn't even write the commercial.
IE Newswire Daily is on the air.
The following is a paid program.
There's that music coming in as we hit the bottom of the hour. We're coming in on the Mighty Met 1490 KMET, broadcasting all across the IE of that and the powerhouse station, the yacht. We're on a Wicked Wednesday on the Mighty Met, as we say on that. We have a very special guest coming on the line here in a minute. This weekend, or next weekend, I should say, the Monster Energy Series, NASCAR is coming out, Xfinity Series on that. Actually, on Leap Year Day, this is Leap Year, and the Xfinity race will be running February 29th, along with pole qualifying for the Xfinity Series and the Monster Energy Cup, culminating with the Auto Club 400 on Sunday coming out there. And one of the best news, and have that picture up again because we can't show it. We know Ryan Newman took a very, very hard, nasty crash at the Daytona 500 right at the end. But today, this photo, courtesy of Roush Fenway Racing, shows Ryan Newman walking out of Halifax Medical Center in Daytona with his two daughters. There could not be a prettier picture that's ever been posted. And like we've been saying since Sunday, we've all been Ryan Newman fans, and I think everybody at Fontana Speedway, NASCAR, and Auto Club, and all of us are Ryan Newman fans here. And one of the happiest sights, I think, Dave TALLEY, the PR director of Auto Club Speedway, would you agree with that?
Absolutely, guys. I appreciate you having me on. It was a great picture. A lot of heavy hearts on Monday, but certainly lifted today when everybody saw that video and those pictures. Tells you that NASCAR's come a long way in safety features for those cars.
Yes, they have. I mean, I would shudder to think of what would have happened in a crash similar to that. A decade or two ago. We might be reporting a lot, but it is a great testimony to the vast safety advancement not only NASCAR's made, but it went across all of motorsports. I mean, the amount of serious injury or worse that happens in racing has went down a lot. And for Ryan Newman, 3 days later to walk out of the hospital after a terrific crash like that is further testimony of, the one thing about racing now is it's safety first.
Yeah, I think it's always been that, and it certainly is at its pinnacle now. And NASCAR will continue to look at ways to make things even safer as the sport continues to grow.
So tell us about the weekend in 2 weeks coming up on that. Yeah, at Auto Club Speedway coming up on that. I did my little introduction, but fill us in on the details.
Well, there are so many details. I don't know how long I have to talk to you guys.
Yeah, you got about 10 minutes or so.
I could talk all night on everything that's going on. As you guys know, I mean, it's a race. It certainly is a race. The Auto Club 400 and the Production Alliance Group 300 on Saturday. But you guys know, you've been out to the track. It's more than a race. It's a party. It's a carnival. It's everything. It's the gates open at 7 o'clock on Sunday. The race doesn't start until 12:30. I guarantee you that you will not have enough time to do everything that's going on in our fan zone, which is great.
Which is why you should probably start on Friday on practice day on that, and then roll into the Xfinity race and pole qualifying on Saturday, and then culminate with that. Because, like you say, on if you just arrive for the Auto Club 400 on Sunday, which we all want you to do, but you're missing out on a lot of stuff that you won't, because there's things happening from the infield all around, all from Friday to Sunday.
Absolutely. I mean, there's autograph sessions. We've got a new Instagrammable display called #Vroom. It's our new pop-up experience. We've got rollerballs for Lefty's Kids Zone. We've got one of the local music academies, Rock Stars of Tomorrow. They have 5 bands coming out. Those kids range from age 12 to 14. So it's just a lot of fun stuff to do in the food, and Jersey Mike's and King Taco and Pink's Hot Dogs, and so much to do. And we're excited that Jimmy Johnson's going to be in town. As you know, he's decided that this is going to be his last full-time year. So he's not really retiring. He's just going to have select races next year. But he's our hometown hero. He's a 7-time NASCAR champion, 6-time Auto Club 400 champion. So we're excited to have some fun stuff to do for him while he's here, including his wife and daughters are going to be the folks that say, "Gentlemen, start your engines." We've got, I don't know if you've ever heard of muralist Jonas Never. He's done a lot of stuff in L.A. He's painting, as we speak, a big mural on the side of one of our buildings inside the track. Jimmy on the cover of our souvenir program. So it's Celebrate 48 is what we're saying, and he's saying #one final time. So it's gonna be awesome.
It is, and I mean, Jimmy Johnson's going to be one of the all-time great NASCAR drivers, 7-time champion of that. And I mean, I kind of put it in the line of Richard Petty. The guys that were dominating. I mean, Richard Petty, like in the 70s to the 80s. You had the Cale Yarborough and Darrell Waltrip were kind of like the kings, and then Dale Earnhardt Sr. The torch was kind of passed to Jeff Gordon, to Jimmy Johnson. I kind of think Kyle Busch is the next one that's really, kind of taking that torch. But if you haven't seen Jimmy Johnson race, I mean, this may be your last opportunity in California to see one of the absolute, I mean, not superstar, but one of the top superstar drivers that in the history of the sport.
Absolutely. And if you get a chance to meet him in person, you'll even become a bigger fan, because he is such a nice guy and a great ambassador for the sport and great ambassador for Auto Club Speedway, this being his hometown track.
It is, and I think you said he's won 6 times at Auto Club Speedway?
He has, yes.
Man, wow. Wouldn't it be absolutely fantastic if he made it 7 NASCAR championships and 7 wins at Auto Club Speedway on March 1st?
I'd be okay with that. And then if he decided to come back next year and one of his future races was here and he won again, I'd be all good for that too.
Yeah, maybe he'll do better than that. But yeah, you said that we were running some on our video. We were running some of the stuff that was going on, or some of the events on that. Talk about, and I said like get there on Friday and stuff. Talk about the infield experience of Fontana Speedway.
Well, I tell you, if you've never been in the infield, you hit it right on the head. It is quite the experience. We've got about several thousand people in the infield, and it becomes a little city. Everybody in their RVs. We have what we're calling the infield hub, where you can get hot dogs and hamburgers and ice and firewood and everything that you can imagine that you need for overnight camping, and it's one big party after another. We have a big pedal party where we let everybody rent bicycles. Or you may not know it, but we're known on the NASCAR circuit as the bicycle infield. Everybody seems to bring their bikes. And
yes.
We've got Bubba Wallenfield on Friday at 4:30, I believe. Just going to kind of stop at some different places, different RVs, and say hello. And then we've got Cole Custer leading our pedal party beginning at 6 o'clock, and concerts inside, and anything you can imagine. It's just a fun time. It's an experience unto itself.
Yeah, Cole Custer, another California kid, just grew up in the area with deep roots in racing with his dad, Joe Custer. That going back and forth. And winner, I believe, didn't he win the Xfinity race at Auto Club Speedway last year?
He did indeed. Yes, he did.
And another one moving up to the Cup Series. And I think, if I remember right, didn't Tyler Reddick win the pole, and he's now moved up to the Cup Series at Auto Club in the Xfinity race?
Hey, I like you do this racing stuff.
Well, I used to do that back in the day, and I've done just about everything in that. Actually, your boss, Dave Allen, we both share. I used to race sprint cars. He used to wrench on them and stuff.
Okay.
So I've done just about everything in the sport at one time or another on that in my vast 6 decades of walking across this earth. So the parts of 6 decades, let's put it that way, of doing that. So no, I mean I'm very there's probably a lot of stuff that we had and just from Auto Club Dragway just down the street. Yesterday we finally had Jack Beckman on, who won the Top Fuel Funny Car Final.
Oh,
we had to wait this time because he lost his voice and he was still a little bit scratchy on there. But that's a great, and let's talk about Auto Club, the Auto Club, because not only they're a big sponsor of the Speedway and they sponsor the drag strip down in Pomona and stuff, but they're really involved in racing and stuff and sponsoring in the Southern California area.
Absolutely, and not only do they sponsor the drag strip at Pomona, but as you know, we have a drag strip at Auto Club Speedway as well, back behind the
there you go.
The huge oval, and they sponsor that. They're a great partner. We were talking earlier about safety. Safety is certainly one of their main concerns, and we have a night each week where you can bring your car in, Roy and Stephanie, bring your car in. You guys go side by side and see who's the fastest.
Really?
It's a chance for absolutely. It's a chance for people to get off the streets, stop racing on the streets where it's dangerous, come to a controlled environment, and have fun and be able to make fun of the person that you beat.
Are we going to go racing?
Yeah, see, we'll hook you up on all this stuff. Do you know what?
There you go.
Do you know what?
Stephanie, what do you drive?
A minivan?
You know what? We'll hook you up in something else.
Yes.
All
We'll
right.
do that.
That's even better, though.
Do you know what? Speaking of the Automobile Club, the AAA, you know what division they used to sponsor, or they used to sanction in racing before that time?
See, now you're going way back. I don't know.
Yes, back in from the 30s to the 50s, the AAA, before USAC, the United States Auto Club, they were the sanctioning body for most open wheel racing in the Indy 500, down to use sprint cars and midgets and that way. And USAC came out of Auto Club when they got out of that business or whatever of that. Then USAC came along and kind of took over that mantle. But a lot of people don't know that.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
See, I told you I've been around. I've been around a while on this stuff.
Yeah,
and it was great. Jack Beckman said and I can't remember who was. Somebody gave him because he's a good historian of the drag racing sport. Somebody gave him from 55 to 1978. He has now every copy of Drag News from that. I mean, every printed copy that they did every week from that era.
Wow, that's crazy.
You'll learn a lot of shit. You ought to listen to our show more often. You'll learn a lot of racing history on that.
I want to come down and just sit in the studio.
Yes. Well, you're going to have to come in one day.
Hey, there you go.
We're going to have you come in because let's talk a little bit about Auto Club Speedway because.
No, but I want to find out what kind of concerts we're going to have. Who's playing? All right.
Go ahead. We'll get to that, but I want to because on the stuff of that of that too. But I would like to do with Auto Club Speedway. You mentioned the drag strip; they have one out there. There are events going on all year, and I think we've had you on before on that talking about the street racing, where to get kids off the street or not doing the street racing stuff. And there are events, all-star autocrosses, concerts, not only concerts going on, which I wanted to segue in, what Stephanie's talking about on Auto Club Speedway, Auto Club 400 weekend. You have concerts going on all across the year at Auto Club Speedway.
Yeah, and not just concerts. I mean, we're a racetrack, so anything with wheels we love to have come by, and we've got if you were to go out there on the weekend, I mean, you would see open car driving schools, which is the Indianapolis 500 type cars. You would see NASCAR type cars, driving schools. You would see cars on the drag strip. You would see motorcycles on our oval. I mean, there's just a multitude of different tires from different vehicles that are going around the track at all times.
Yeah, we're going to have to get you. Yeah, one day we're going to have to get you in studio, and we'll do a whole segment on all the stuff that's going on out there.
I like it. It's a date.
You got it, and you got it. But and we had that. And just give us a list of the concerts that are going on Auto Club 400 weekend, if you got those.
Yeah, well, our pre-race concert in the O'Reilly's Auto Parts Fan Zone Sunday morning is going to be country artist Chase Bryant.
What?
Yeah, how about that? The country duo Pryor and Lee. They'll be playing as well. I don't know if you guys remember Malia Emma, the 8-year-old girl who's sung around town at the Clippers games, Lakers
games.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
She's going to be doing our national anthem.
Wow.
We have an AC/DC tribute band in the infield that's going to play. David Boreanaz, I don't know if you know him from SEAL Team. He's going to be our grand marshal. And then the honorary starters, as I said, we're really playing up the Jimmy Johnson part. So Chandra and his girls, Genevieve and Lydia, are going to be the three that say, "Gentlemen, start your engines."
How cool. I can't wait.
Are you excited yet?
I was already excited before you even started talking about all this. And last year was my first year, and I've been counting down the days. Like, it's a lot of fun.
The last year was...
I'm going to be exhausted because it's going to make me run around all day and take like 1,000 photos, but it's so much fun.
And I think we're going to have...
just bring your phone charger so you got enough juice to get through the weekend.
Are we going to get Stephanie a photographer's vest so she can get up close and personal this year on the deal?
Well, I don't know. That's something you'll have to apply for.
Yes, we applied for it. I wonder if you got a little juice down there to make sure that happens.
NASCAR usually makes that call for us.
Yeah, I know.
Because as you can imagine, we have
so
many people that come in with their cell phones and say, "Oh, I'm shooting for NASCAR magazine," or I'm going to be shooting this weekend for Racer magazine.
What I was hoping is Dave Talley had put in a little plug for us that these two are legit over here.
Yeah,
I am. I don't know if Roy is, but
you don't know how much. You apparently don't know that I have no pull whatsoever.
Well, you probably got more pull than I have.
Hillary is the one with the pull.
I know. Yeah, no, she's great. Hillary's absolutely fabulous, and she does a lot of. She does like the behind the scenes, like getting Dave Talley, and she'll be the one that coordinating the driver interviews that we'll have on. This is our kickoff on that. Like last year, I think we had Tyler Reddick, we had Alex Bowman, we had Eric? I think Eric Jones, yes, from that, and I think there was one more that we had on that. We had, I think, 4 of our driver interviews that your team led by Hillary set up for us on that with that. So like I say, this is just the kickoff of this for the next week and a half or so. So look forward to having some of the hot star driver interviews that we'll be running in the next week and a half leading up to the race.
And Gina Lee writes in, I can't wait for NASCAR.
There you go. See,
coming soon.
I love it.
Your
a
fans
week from Friday.
Your fans are writing in on that. Wrap it up. Anything else you got? You got about a minute to left. Plug anything you want or that. Go.
No, I just want to say thank you guys for all the coverage, and we appreciate it, not just race time, but throughout the year. And we're still have a few tickets left, so make sure folks go to autoclubspeedway.com or call 800-944-RACE, which is 7223. Come and see us. As I say, we've got Lucha Libre wrestlers, and we've got Jimmy Johnson, and we've got hashtag Vroom, and we've got pink hot dogs, and just expect a great weekend.
You got it. Thanks a lot for being on. You've been a great sport, and
thank you.
We'll look forward. Maybe we'll run into you sometime during the weekend out there.
I look forward to running into you. Come by the media center anytime.
You got it.
Bye.
Thanks,
all right,
Dave.
guys. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
There you go. Auto Club Speedway weekend coming up here in a week and a half, and all that. Wouldn't it be a minor miracle if Ryan Newman's first race back was at Auto Club Speedway?
That would be really cool.
Yeah, with that.
Did he say David Boreanaz is going to be the Grand Marshal?
Heck if I know.
Do you know who that is?
Who?
David Boreanaz? Oh.
Give us a little recap.
Yes, who?
Well, no. Have you ever heard of Bones, the TV show?
Yes.
Yeah, that's this guy.
Oh, okay. That'd be cool.
Actor.
So there you go.
Even more exciting.
Superstars all across the board.
They're everywhere. And if I get my vest,
yes.
That's going to be scary.
You'll be up close and personal on all that.
And hopefully we'll have some tickets to give away to some of our lucky little viewers.
Of that, yes, we'll be doing that probably starting next week. We'll hopefully we'll have some. Maybe we'll twist Dave's arm a little bit and get some tickets to give away to some of our lucky loyal listeners. Go out there and join all of us in the happy.
Yeah, be sure to tell your friends and all your family to tune in too.
It is one of the great, and I think they've got Saturday. One of the great things about Saturday, both they have, and things are going on all day, and they have pole qualifying starting at I think at 9 o'clock on that, ending with the Xfinity race. But kids under 12 are free, and I think a lot
of people don't know that though.
Yes, and I think it's free parking both days. Saturday, there's always free parking out there, and I think even on Sunday, I think they have ticket packages down to $45 on up on that. So you can, and I think it's like $20 or something. I forgot, should have asked Dave. But it's really, really inexpensive to get in. Like I said, any kids under 12 are free, no parking. Probably $20 to get in to see racing, qualifying all day on that.
And Friday's really a fun day to go, like you say. It's more chill. It's mellow. Yes. You can talk to the drivers. It's really so much fun.
If you want, Steph.
Yes.
Yes.
$40 to eat all day.
$40 to eat all. Look at those French fries, though. Oh my God, look at those nachos. Dude, you're making me hungry. I ate before I came too.
Of all the. All these. No, there's all kinds of. It's absolutely fun, and probably one of the best bangs for your entertainment dollar that's out there. I mean, try going to a Laker game or something. I think the cheapest tickets are like $250, $300 or some ridiculous price.
I know. I'm like never gonna be able to go to a basketball game.
They're pricing people out of a lot of these venues, but. You can go to Auto Club Speedway, see all the NASCAR stars and stuff for a very reasonable price. I mean, compared to what everybody else is getting. So, do something different. Go out and enjoy the day out there at Auto Club Speedway. On that, you'll have
some food. $40 to get to eat all day.
Yes, you can pig out like a. Come back looking like.
And it's going to be beautiful weather too. I checked. It's going to be 71. It's going to be nice. Get a nice little tan. Come hang out with me and Roy.
So there you go. There'd be nothing.
That's not really going to sell anybody.
You notice how my profile. I'm not getting used to this. People saying, "Well, like Dave Talley, well, welcome to the media. You're welcome. Hope to meet you." Like I say, I mean, I've spent a whole lifetime of people like slamming the door in my face.
Yeah.
Not that I probably didn't deserve it once or twice.
Maybe not.
On that, but no, it's a great weekend of that. Couple other things on that. Governor Ding Dong, Gruesome Newsom, gave
We're
us
on a good track.
gave us a
Happiness.
state of the city or state of the state address this morning at like 10:30. Now, the vast majority of California citizens, I'm sure, were by a television or that, or if you wanted to hear that, are readily available at like 10:30 in the morning. On top of that, he's droning on about, well, we need to do more about the homeless and da-da-da-da. You know where this all started, Governor Ding Dong, is when you were mayor of San Francisco and you started letting this problem explode. And just like, and maybe we'll have the clip tomorrow of that or something of the Joe Grover report, of the man taking a dump in the middle of the street, and
that photo.
And Garcetti, the mayor down there, saying, well, we need more money when they're spending, what, $600,000 a copy on little tiny apartments, and they can't put toilets out, because that's what they're asking. Why can't you just put some portable toilets around so they're not, doing this in the middle of the street?
You know what I think they should do?
Oh, there we go. God. There's Jesse found the photo.
Oh, my God.
This is what's happening in the streets all over California. I mean,
that's insane. What is going on right there? Is that person peeing next to the fence?
Yes, one of them was peeing on a cop car.
Well, that's just to be nasty. I mean, just be a jerk.
Of all the stuff, I mean, you're looking around our fair city. I mean, you go up to the store right around the corner here, and there's a dozen or so, half a dozen of them under the eaves of the former CVS drugstore that's a vacant building, and you wonder why.
Teresa writes in, I'm just saying he's such a bonehead. I can't stand him. He's worthless. I don't know if he's talking about you or Newsom.
That's like what I'm used to.
I'm just kidding. He's talking about Roy.
No.
I had to. Sorry, Ann, if you're watching. I love your son. He's great.
The laughing doesn't help cement the statement.
It's a good thing I really am a very mild man.
It really is, because I'm gonna probably end up getting smacked as the camera. No, I'm just kidding.
Because
you would never.
Most people would not have the cheery personality. Or the,
Brandon writes in, he pees on the freeway all the time. If you don't want your comments read, don't write them in. I think he was kidding, though.
Probably not.
Anyways, wow.
See, well, we even of these serious topics, we can have some fun with it.
When were we talking serious?
Well, once in a while.
I didn't see her. What? Oh, okay.
The 1 minute laugh.
If someone would get on the clock.
One day, maybe we'll utilize the timing clock.
Well, you have the controller. Let's not argue why we're on camera right now.
Well, I had to start this little tradition up again of these two fighting about the timer clock. That way we would actually know when to bring us in and out on the commercial.
See, he does it just fine when he feels like doing it.
We'll be back on Thursday tomorrow. Who knows? Well, maybe we'll have Eddie George and Susan Shelley on tomorrow on that, or whomever. Or maybe there'll be a
and we might have
Trump was
Garcia
in town in Palm Springs. He made a stop in that, but he flew out. So thank God for El Presidente Trump. You got that. Had fun with Auto Club Speedway. Go out there.
Go online at
quick.
Well, now I forgot what the website was. AutoClubSpeedway.com and get your tickets today for NASCAR starting Friday, February 28th to March 1st.
And with that, we're gone.
Wow, that was all.